These are the games where the best stories hide in the side content, and you definitely do not want to skip them. First on the list, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt remains the undisputed king of side quests in PC gaming. This open-world RPG from CD Projekt Red is set in a dark, war-torn fantasy world where you play as Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster hunter searching for his adoptive daughter. What makes this game legendary is not the main story alone, but the remarkable quality of its optional content. Side quests here feel like self-contained short stories, full of moral dilemmas, unexpected twists, and characters that stay in your memory long after the credits roll. The world reacts to your choices in meaningful ways, and every region feels distinct and alive. It is the benchmark every other RPG measures its side content against, and it still wins. Coming in at number 2, Cyberpunk 2077 has undergone a complete transformation since launch and is now one of the finest open-world RPGs available on Steam. Set in the sprawling, neon-drenched Night City, you play as V, a mercenary navigating a world of corporate warfare, street gangs, and technological excess. The Phantom Liberty expansion pushed the game's storytelling into genuinely elite territory, and the side quests scattered across the city are the heart of the experience. Stories about rock stars, fixers, rogue AI, and forgotten veterans sit alongside the main narrative with equal depth and care. Night City feels genuinely inhabited, and exploring its hidden corners rewards curiosity consistently. This is a redemption arc worthy of its own side quest. Number 3 is Baldurs Gate 3, the CRPG that redefined expectations for what a modern role-playing game could be. Developed by Larian Studios, it is based on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules and places you in a richly constructed Forgotten Realms setting threatened by a Mind Flayer invasion. Every companion in the game has a full personal quest arc that evolves based on your choices and relationships with them throughout the journey. The world is layered with secrets, and side content often leads to entirely new areas and story branches that rival the main quest in quality. Dialogue is sharp, decisions carry genuine weight, and no two playthroughs feel identical. It is one of the most complete and rewarding RPG experiences ever made available on PC. At number 4, Elden Ring brought From Software's signature challenge-driven design into a vast open-world environment for the first time, and the result became one of the most celebrated games in recent memory. The Lands Between is filled with optional dungeons, hidden quest lines, and cryptic NPC narratives that reward thorough exploration without ever holding your hand. Side quests are deliberately obscure, unfolding across dozens of hours and multiple locations, with no quest markers or journal entries to guide you. This design makes completion feel genuinely earned and encourages the community-driven discovery culture that surrounds the game. The Shadow of the Erdtree expansion deepened the experience further, with new areas full of optional content. It respects your intelligence as a player in every decision it makes. Coming in 5th, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 builds on everything that made the original an underrated masterpiece and delivers one of the best medieval RPG experiences on Steam. You return as Henry, a blacksmith's son navigating real historical Bohemia with all its political intrigue and social complexity. Side quests here are deeply immersive and grounded in historical realism, helping a struggling merchant, investigating a corrupt nobleman, or navigating a church dispute feels authentic rather than fantastical. The writing is confident, and the world reacts credibly to your skills, reputation, and choices. Combat has been refined, and the world is significantly larger and more diverse than the first game. It is a game that rewards patience and curiosity above everything else. Number 6 goes to Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar's masterpiece of open-world design, set in the fading American frontier of 1899. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw grappling with loyalty, mortality, and a changing world that no longer has room for men like him. The side content in this game is extraordinary in its variety. Stranger missions, honor-based interactions, bounty hunting, wildlife documentation, and random world events all feel crafted rather than procedurally generated. The world persists and reacts in tiny ways that reward observation, from corpses that decay over time to NPCs who remember past encounters. Every corner of the map holds something worth discovering. It is an experience that feels less like a game and more like inhabiting another life entirely. At number 7, Dragon's Dogma 2 delivers one of the most distinctive open-world RPG experiences of 2024, built around an unconventional pawn companion system that makes the journey feel unlike anything else on Steam. You play as the Arisen, a hero destined to confront the dragon, but the world around that quest is dense with optional exploration and side content that reveals the game's true personality. Escort quests, political intrigue, and monster hunts branch off in unexpected directions and occasionally intersect in surprising ways. The combat is physical and engaging, with large enemies that can be climbed and dismembered in real time. Getting lost on the way to an objective and stumbling into something remarkable is a core part of how the game works. It rewards exploration more generously than almost any other 2024 release. Coming in at 8, Monster Hunter Wilds continues Capcom's legacy of delivering deep, systems-rich hunting experiences and wraps it in the most visually impressive world the series has ever produced. The living ecosystem approach means that monster behavior changes based on weather, time of day, and the presence of other creatures in the area. Side content in Wilds includes optional hunts that unlock unique monster variants, gathering quests that deepen your understanding of the world's ecology, and character stories that give your base camp a genuine sense of community. Weapon variety remains one of the best in any action RPG, with 14 distinct playstyles, each fully viable through late-game content. The multiplayer systems allow friends to join hunts at any point with friction. It is an outstanding achievement in action RPG design. At number 10, Hogwarts Legacy transports players to a 19th century Hogwarts that feels genuinely magical and rewards thorough exploration. You play as a fifth-year student with a mysterious connection to ancient magic, uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the wizarding world. The castle itself is a masterpiece of environmental design, full of hidden rooms, puzzles, and secrets that surface gradually as your abilities expand. Side quests include character relationship arcs for your classmates, each with their own personalities and personal stories that unfold over multiple missions. Broomstick traversal, combat spell combinations, and creature care systems all contribute to a world that feels genuinely alive. It delivers the Hogwarts experience that fans of the franchise have wanted since the early PlayStation era. Coming in at 11, Divinity Original Sin 2 is one of the deepest and most mechanically ambitious CRPGs on Steam, offering a level of systemic freedom that few games in the genre can match. Set in the world of Rivellon, up to 4 players can experience the story cooperatively, while each pursuing their own character goals and dialogue options simultaneously. The game's side quests often have multiple valid solutions based on your character build, skills, and previous decisions, making replays feel genuinely different. Environmental interactions are deep enough that creative players regularly discover unexpected solutions the developers did not anticipate. The writing is sharp, funny, and emotionally resonant when it needs to be. It is a landmark achievement in player-driven storytelling. Number 12 goes to Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, a dense and ambitious CRPG that builds on the Kingmaker Foundation and delivers one of the most narrative-rich experiences in the genre. Set during a demonic crusade threatening the mortal realm, your player character can transform into mythic roles, ranging from angelic champion to lich, each fundamentally changing how the story unfolds. Side quests here are extensive and often tied to the companion characters accompanying you, whose personal arcs span the entire campaign. The Crusade management layer adds a strategic dimension between story chapters that gives your choices military and political consequences. It is a demanding game that generously rewards the players willing to engage with its full depth. For CRPG enthusiasts, it is a must-play. At 13, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut stands as one of the most uniquely structured RPGs ever made, removing combat almost entirely in favor of skill checks, dialogue, and a deeply unconventional detective narrative. You play as a disgraced detective who wakes up with no memory in a collapsing post-revolutionary city called Revachol, attempting to solve a murder while rediscovering who you are. Every conversation is a side quest in itself, and the game's 24 skills function as internal voices that offer competing interpretations of every situation. Optional content here means optional perspectives, optional memories, and optional emotional discoveries, rather than additional combat encounters. The writing is extraordinary, often literary in quality, and the game's political philosophy is embedded into every system. It is unlike anything else available on Steam. Coming in at 14, Fallout 4 remains one of Steam's most popular open-world RPGs years after release, and the Amazon Prime television series renewed its player base significantly in recent years. Set in a post-nuclear Boston called the Commonwealth, you search for your missing son while building settlements, joining factions, and uncovering the region's radioactive secrets. Side quests range from straightforward combat missions to elaborate faction stories that involve genuine ideological choices with lasting consequences for the game world. The settlement building system adds a creative layer that gives players ongoing goals between story missions. DLC expansions like Far Harbor and Nuka World added substantial new regions with their own dedicated side content. It is a game that thrives on player-directed exploration at its own pace. Number 15 brings Oblivion Remastered, the 2025 Unreal Engine 5 reimagining of Bethesda's beloved 2006 classic that brought an entirely new generation to one of the most side quest-rich worlds in RPG history. The revised leveling system and quality of life improvements make the experience far more accessible than the original, while preserving the handcrafted world design that made it legendary. Every guild questline, the Dark Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild, the Mages Guild, functions as a complete narrative arc with its own tone and character. The sheer density of optional dungeons, Oblivion gates, and character-driven encounters means you can spend hundreds of hours without touching the main quest. The visual transformation brought by the remaster makes exploring that world more rewarding than ever before. It is a genuinely great RPG reborn for modern players. At 16, Starfield continues to evolve with major updates, including the Freelance expansion that addressed player feedback and expanded the universe significantly. As Bethesda's space RPG, it places you in a vast star system as a member of Constellation, exploring planets, joining factions, and uncovering the mysteries of mysterious artifacts. Side quests across the game's factions, from the United Colonies military to the Pirate Crimson Fleet, each offer full storylines with meaningful choices and distinct endings. The Shattered Space DLC added a new planetary setting with dedicated narrative content that received warmer reception than the base game's more procedural elements. Character building through traits and backgrounds creates different starting points for each playthrough. It is a game best enjoyed for its writing rather than its exploration systems. Coming in at 17, Yakuza Like a Dragon reinvented the long-running Yakuza franchise by shifting from real-time brawling to a turn-based JRPG format, and the result was one of the most beloved games in the series. You play as Ichiban Kasuga, an endlessly optimistic ex-convict navigating the criminal underworld of Yokohama after being betrayed by the man he idolized. Side content in this game is extraordinary in both variety and quality, ranging from a full part-time hero job board system to a business management minigame and an underground fighting arena. Dragon Kart, karaoke, and countless minigames give this city a lively texture that makes exploring it genuinely enjoyable. The ensemble cast of party members each have full personal sub-story arcs worth completing. It is a fresh and hilarious take on the RPG format that surprised everyone who played it. Number 18 goes to Yakuza Infinite Wealth, the direct sequel that takes Ichiban to Hawaii and delivers the most ambitious and content-rich entry the Like a Dragon series has ever produced. The shift to a Hawaiian setting gives the game a completely different visual energy while retaining the Yokohama locations for a dual city structure. Side quests here are more cinematic than in previous entries, and the Sujimon collecting system adds a Pokemon-inspired layer of content that integrates surprisingly well into the overall progression. Kiryu's personal storyline running parallel to Ichiban's adds emotional weight and franchise continuity that longtime fans will deeply appreciate. The combat system has been refined with positional mechanics that reward strategic thinking. It is the most complete vision of what a modern Yakuza game can be. At 19, Final Fantasy XVI took the beloved franchise in a dramatically different direction, with character action combat inspired by Devil May Cry and a mature, politically grounded narrative. Set in the world of Valisthea, a land divided by powerful magical crystals, the story follows Clive Rosefield through decades of war, loss, and revenge. Side quests in this game become significantly more substantial in the game's second half, evolving from simple tasks into proper character vignettes that flesh out supporting cast members the main story only briefly addresses. The icon boss battles are among the most visually spectacular sequences in the entire Final Fantasy franchise.
The Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide DLC packs added additional endgame content worth exploring. It is a bold and confident evolution for the series.
Coming in at 20, Avowed delivers Obsidian Entertainment's take on the Living Land setting from the Pillars of Eternity universe and a first-person action RPG format. You play as an envoy of the Adrian Empire, sent to investigate a mysterious plague spreading through the region, and the investigation quickly becomes personal. Sidequests in Avowed are written with the character quality Obsidian is known for, turning seemingly minor errands into stories about community, identity, and the cost of power. The dual-wield magic plus melee combat system is flexible enough to support varied playstyles and encourages experimentation throughout. World design balances handcrafted density with open spaces that reward genuine exploration rather than marker following. It is a strong RPG that delivers exactly what fans of Obsidian's previous work would hope for. Number 21 features Dune Awakening, the survival MMO set in the iconic Arrakis universe that launched to strong reception and quickly built a dedicated community on Steam. Players arrive on the desert planet as survivors of a shipwreck and must navigate the political landscape of the Great Houses while managing survival needs in the planet's brutal environment. Site content ranges from faction-based missions tied to the Harkonnen and Atreides conflict to exploration of buried ruins and ancient Freeman sanctuaries. Spice harvesting, sandworm evasion, and ornithopter traversal give the world a texture that feels faithful to Herbert's source material. The combination of solo progression and MMO social structures creates space for different types of players to coexist in the same world. It is the Dune game the franchise has long deserved. At 22, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach expands on Hideo Kojima's original delivery-focused open world with greater combat depth, a more immediately engaging narrative, and a new South American setting that contrasts beautifully with the Icelandic-inspired environments of the first game. Sam Porter Bridges returns alongside new characters whose stories unfold through optional missions and delivery requests that deepen the game's philosophical themes. The Strand system that connects player worlds through shared infrastructure continues here, making optional content feel collectively meaningful rather than solitary. Cinematics are extraordinary in production value, and the creature design for the new BT encounters is among the most visually distinctive in any 2025 release. It is a game that commits completely to its unconventional vision and succeeds on its own terms. Number 23 goes to Stalker 2: Heart of Chornobyl, the long-awaited sequel to the beloved Ukrainian first-person shooter series set in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. The zone is a hostile, radiation-soaked environment full of anomalies, mutants, and warring factions competing for resources and artifacts with mysterious properties. Side quests here range from tracking down missing stalkers to investigating abandoned scientific facilities and arbitrating disputes between faction leaders. The faction reputation system tracks your allegiances and affects how the world responds to your presence throughout the campaign. Atmospheric tension is the game's greatest strength, and optional content regularly uses the environment to tell stories without cutscenes or dialogue. It is a rewarding experience for players who engage with its unforgiving systems. Coming in at 24, Where Winds Meet is the historical Chinese MMORPG set during the late Five Dynasties period that surprised players worldwide with its quality and scope. The open world is built around authentic historical locations and mythology, with site content that covers folktales, martial arts mysteries, and political intrigues from a period rarely explored in gaming. Character customization and skill trees allow you to develop a unique martial arts style suited to your preferred approach to combat. The world rewards geographical exploration, with hidden temples, legendary sword masters, and natural landmarks offering optional questlines tied to the game's lore. Its free-to-play model is generous by modern standards, making the entry barrier essentially non-existent. It is an impressive and culturally distinct addition to the open-world genre. Rounding out the list at 25, Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon is an action RPG set in a dark interpretation of Arthurian mythology that delivers genuine narrative depth alongside challenging exploration-driven gameplay. The world of Avalon is dying, choked by a mysterious weirdness corruption spreading from the edges of civilization inward. Side quests in this game regularly involve moral ambiguity and community-level consequences, asking you to make decisions for struggling settlements with no clearly correct answer. The handcrafted world design rewards careful exploration, with hidden lore fragments and optional dungeon paths that reveal the game's backstory gradually. Its indie origins are visible in the production values, but the writing and world design punch significantly above that budget level. It is a hidden gem for fans of dark fantasy RPGs on Steam.